Welcome back to Seamstress Without a Cause, to the next installment of my Making a Tudor Costume series. So here I am pinning the inner lining to the velvet outer fabric of the bodice, and I did this to all the pieces except the front panel where it opens, which is going to be made out of satin. So here are the side panels. They are interlined with linen, and then they will be machine stitched down 1/4 inch from the edge all the way around, so they essentially will function as one piece of fabric. Now that we are done interlining all the pieces and serging them, I am going to stitch those pieces together, beginning with the back panel, as you can see here, and that is just stitched about 1/2 inch from the edge on all the pieces. I like to use a walking or even feed foot whenever I am working with velvets, as when the piles are together right side to right side, it tends to shift and kind of walk around. And same thing with stretch fabric, so if you don't have one of these, definitely get one. And then I followed the same process of stitching the inner lining to the fashion fabric for the satin front panels, which in the end will be hidden by a stomachers type piece of fabric that will also be velvet to match the rest of the gown. And then the lining pieces are white cotton and are just stitched together like normal, side seams, back seams, all that jazz. And the next order of business is to fold and stitch down the neckline of the gown all the way around, and I'm just stitching this with a very tidy little slip stitch, only going through the linen layer of the fabric and not through the velvet, because I don't want any stitches to be visible on the outside. And I just do that all the way around, and the same will be done to the top front edge as well. Now here I am pinning the lining right side to the main bodice, and that will be machine stitched around the bottom edge and the side edges, but leaving the top open so I can turn it right way out, and then the edges will be folded under and stitched down to the bodice so nothing can be seen from the outside. Okay, now I am marking out the boning channels for the front with chalk and a hem guide, and I'm just doing that ½ inch from the edge, so a boning piece will go right down the front edge to keep it nice and stiff. Then there will be a gap where the actual eyelets will be, and then another bone. Keep everything stiff and straight and flat. The eyelets and the straps were then stitched on the same as on the kirtle, but I unfortunately don't have that piece of film for some reason, and then the top edge of the lining was folded and tacked to the fabric.
The sleeves are velvet and the top portions are lined in white cotton, just like the bodice, and the bottom portion will be lined in fur, but I don't have footage of me stitching that part for some reason. I either forgot to film it or accidentally deleted that portion of the film. But the sleeves are stitched up the side seams, and then they are stitched together, right side to right side, and then flipped on each portion, and then the bottom flared fur-lined half of the sleeve will then be stitched to the lower half of the sleeve. And now I am just going to gather up the top of the sleeve now that they're assembled so it will fit into the armhole nicely. And then that will just be gathered so it fits.
Now it's time to attach the sleeve to the bodice, and I am going to first pin and then baste that in place and draw up my gathering stitches until it fits into the armscye correctly. This is about as far as I'm able to get in today's video. The next one will feature finishing the gown, which will be the skirt and the placket and some of the jewels, and then we will get into the undersleeves and the accessories. Okay, here's where we left off. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and come back again soon. Thank you.